No, thank you.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, you go first. No, you go first.
My question is, did you have to have done something inappropriate to have gone through all that pain? Was there guilt-seeking punishment when you were in your accident?
No, the accident happens because it was supposed to happen. The accident happens because I think all of those accidents happen for a reason. An accident, if you look into your life and you see that every accident happens to you, after the accident, you change few things in your life. Accidents for us is an opportunity to look at life the way they are and to change things.
No accident.
No accidents. So this accident happened for a reason. And I think for the long run, because I know it's connected, I know that this accident, I actually set myself before I came here to have an accident. I knew that. But I needed that, and I didn't understand it at the time, but later on I did understand it, number one. Number two, I gotta tell you something about the accident. The guy who caused the accident had he drove his girlfriend's car, had no insurance, okay, no registration. He caused the accident, and he basically dragged me underneath his car. I got a bill for $330,000 from the hospital. It took me, recovery took me about, even though it was fast physically, but it took me to go back to work about 3 years. And I was kind of, in the beginning, kind of upset about this whole accident, how I'm going to make it and this, but I always have in the back of my mind that everything's going to be okay. The other thing that kind of, in the beginning, I was kind of upset that there was no money from the insurance. How can he drive with no insurance? Look what kind of mess. But you know what? That's the best thing that ever happened to me. It took me about a year to 2 years to figure out that my recovery rate was so fast. And now I was forced to go back to work. I was forced to do things that if there were money there, I wouldn't do them. So yes, I'm very happy about this accident. This accident gave me a lot of good things. Number one, it proved the point that there is God. This is a question that I was fighting with it for years, since I was a kid. I grew up in a traditional Jewish kind of religious house. Where is God? If God is like that, I have all these questions. Where is God? How come life is so miserable? How come this guy is a thief and he's okay? This guy is a good guy and he's getting nailed all the time. What's going on here? Where is God here? And yes, it proved the point for me that there is God. And then when I understood that there is God and I saw the whole picture for what it is, this recovery rate, because it took a long time, I was talking to other people in clinical death and their experiences, and I was able to put together how that thing is working out. And when I saw it, I said, hey, now I know what's going on. Now I know what God, the Creator, does all of those things. There is a reason for it, and yes, it did help. This accident, it did help, and that was the best thing that happens to me the last 10 years ago, yes. That's what happened.
Thank you.
Okay. Mine's not a question. I'm probably one of the few people, if not the only person in this room that's read this book cover to cover. So I'm going to plug it a little bit. I know Shlomo for quite a while, and I'm one of the few people that I also had a near-death experience, but nowhere as deep as his. I only got to know that there is a God because before I had the death experience, I didn't think there was a God. I thought ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But what's really interesting about this book, what's really creative about it was the way he did it. It's a fiction based on fact, historically. And what he did, which in this crazy environment that we have where there really is no free speech, he set it in the year 2412. So no one could come back to him now. And the wonderful thing about the book is the solutions that he proposes, because he thinks outside the box and he comes up with some solutions for the problems that we're trying to deal with that seem to have no solution. So I really recommend that you read the book in detail. It's a wonderful book. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, there is plenty of solutions, and those solutions are very positive. Go ahead, Mike.
Do you feel that you've been here before in other lives? And if so, because I know that God has plans for us, and if so, how many times?
I don't know. I don't know if I cannot answer these questions because I never really saw myself in a previous life before, but I do know one thing. Next time I'm going in, I will know exactly what's going on. So while I'm here, I don't know what's going on about previous, but I do know that theoretically, yes, I was in life before, yes, just like all of us. But exactly what, where, I don't know. I cannot say that because I was not even focusing on that. It's not something that came into my mind. No. We all, I do know that as soon as we live here, we go there, we relax, everything is cool, we're just having a good time, and then we start, oh boy, what the hell am I gonna do now? And then we look into our life and we dig where we were weak. If you were too good, then you want to make. If you're too evil, and you mess up with people's life, so you choose a life where you're going to be somebody else going to mess with you. All of us, if you are male, you'll choose. If you're male and you are bad to a female, you'll choose a life to be born as a female. Because over there, that's a good point there. We don't have physical body. We don't have a male or female situation. A male or female situation is a soul tendency to choose whatever they want. You can choose a male, you can choose a female. You can choose. It's all about choices, and that's so fascinating there. And that's where I understood that. I see the power of that Creator. He's so intelligent. It's so big than what we understand. That I was in shock. But I gotta tell you, we choose those things. You choose male, you choose female, you choose homosexual, you choose lesbian, whatever you want. You choose those things. Why you choose that? Because it's not about the sex. The sex on this earth, the sex in this medium, it's only about to connect people just for a very short period, just for the animal body to work. But it's not the sex. Homosexuality is not about sex. It's about mental pressure. Doing things that is kind of taboo. Doing things, and by doing things that they are mentally and solely by the soul, that create the soul pressure, that's how we move and that's how we shift for the next level. So if you are afraid of something, you cannot buy fear with money. You cannot buy fear with material. The only way to fight fear is to actually go against it and fight it, and then when you win, then you earn it. The same thing with love, the same thing with hate, the same thing with all those things. You cannot buy love with money. You cannot buy hate with money. You have to hate somebody, and then to understand what's really going on, and to shift your mind from hate to love. So that's why we're here. We're here on our soul. Our soul is here to teach ourselves and to move to the next level. That's what it's all about. Next. Thank you very much. Had a good time. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope it's gonna give you the same vision that I see. And I hope you come up with a better things. And I do know that after when a soul gets the idea and the seeds start getting into his head, the good things will come up. So I do know that after you read that and you see the different solutions, you will come up with also good solutions, and will give you hope to fight. Yes, don't be apathic to what's going on in this life. Don't just let this, excuse my language, crap put you down. Get up, fight it, and bring good ideas into this life. I know, Daria, I said too much stuff.
No, I'm joking around. No,
Okay.
I wanted to say something too, that the book is entertaining. We worked really hard to make it funny too, because there's a lot of heavy stuff in there. But I like how we connected a lot of his concepts to a particular character. For example, Charles Manson is in the book. And we used him in order to bring out Shlomo's concepts for a reformed system of justice. A Nikola Tesla with energy, in the afterlife in step 2. So it's really, I think you're going to find it's a really, and thank you, Gail, for plugging in. I mean, we worked really hard and it was Shlomo. I mean, we worked together to kind of include a lot of humor and make it interesting and funny so that the book is engaging and it's not just a, how-to, here's my ideas for energy. It's sort of, we incorporate all of these things through the characters and situations. So
that's right.
I'm looking forward to everyone's feedback, and I thank you, Gail, for that. It was really nice to hear from somebody that's read the book.
I do know that it's you're gonna laugh. There is a lot of good, interesting things there about Bill Clinton, about Hitler, about Stalin, about Mao Zedong, the connections between Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Hillary Clinton. Yeah.
There's a lot of funny things with them.
We're gonna give them.
Let me tell you.
There is a run for the money for those politicians. I can tell you that. When those politicians are gonna read it, they're not gonna like me.
But they can't do anything about it.
The
They
what?
cannot do anything about it.
Because they're characters in the future.
That's right.
That's right.
Because it's their descendants centuries later.
That's right.
So they can't get them for that. It was just brilliant.
Except getting really mad, that's okay, which is okay with me, no problem.
Brilliant.
All right? Thank you very much again.